Hello and welcome back to Deep Dish. We'll call it the final episode of Deep Dish.
Okay, finally, another episode.
Well, this is post-mortem. Post-mortem for Three Body Problem.
Right, after it's died.
It's dead.
It's dead now.
Yeah. So, here on Deep Dish, now known as...
Reverse filmmaking.
Thank you. Yes, reverse filmmaking. We've rebranded the show, but since this is our last episode, we thought we'd still call it Deep Dish. But so our Deep Dish / reverse filmmaking episodes, whenever we finish a show, we'll wrap up with a postpartum.
Right.
Now
postpartum.
Postmortem.
After it's given birth.
This is the afterbirth. Welcome to Three Body Problem Afterbirth. Afterbirth edition. If this show was a placenta.
Oh, yeah. What kind of placenta would it be?
Yeah.
It's a good question.
What we're going to do is do a little recapping and specifically do it through addressing our feedback.
Yeah, our comments. We got comments on every episode except for 6.
The real boring one.
One of them. I can't remember exactly.
All boring.
Anyway, I want to show. Do you want me to read them, or you want to read them?
Oh, we could take turns.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could do episode 1. I'll do episode 2. You know, we'll just pass the iPad back and.
Well, here's how I wrote.
Forth.
I wrote them down by subject.
Oh, okay.
So that's what I'm thinking we're going to try.
It's our first time.
So
it's exciting. We're
yes.
breaking ground here. Well, I suppose we could just call this a feedback episode.
Yeah.
Then I don't have to keep mixing up postpartum with
postmortem now.
Postportal.
Postcoitus.
The postcoitus episode. That's good.
It's the postcoitus episode. Okay.
After we fucked the episode.
We did, though.
We did.
So.
We fucked this episode pretty good.
So our different subjects here. We have
you read them. You be the reader.
Okay. Well, we have the show's quality. We have scene interpretation, adaptation analysis, character observations, concerns of pacing, and reflections.
Okay.
Any of those you want to start with?
Just start at the top and go down. Well, I mean, maybe like the show. One of them was like the show in general.
The show's quality. Yeah, we can talk about that.
Let's start there.
Okay, so we have 2 comments about that. One of them from The Star Black. They said, I watched Three Body Problem in one sitting, which is probably a bad idea. Came away feeling that it was very poorly scripted, directed, acted, and unsure exactly of why I bothered to watch the whole thing. It was one of those times where you just keep hoping it gets better. Surely there's going to be something worthwhile. I felt it was too low budget to really do justice to the concepts being explored. Mm-hmm. Way too much boring daytime TV level dialogue and bad CG. Anyway, while you're on Netflix, how about talking about Baby Reindeer?
Okay.
Or old shows would be amazing. They said not Black Mirror. Oh yeah, they said Black Mirror and
Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad, yeah.
Both would be cool to cover.
Yeah, I love Black Mirror actually very much.
When we run out of other things to cover, we'll just do that, I guess. He's not wrong. They're not wrong.
No, yeah, they basically just said everything that we did.
They actually got to the conclusions I got to, but it took me 2 viewings.
Right.
Because I kind of finished my first viewing like, all right, yeah, I want to talk about this.
Yeah, both of us were pretty...
worth talking about. It's a little problematic. It's got some issues, but yeah. And then as we're rewatching, I'm like, ooh, yeah, this is bad. So
it was right.
Good for you. Good for you for getting there quicker.
Yeah, most definitely. The second comment, the only other one on this subject was, bro made a 2-hour-long video to talk about brevity.
Was that episode 1?
That was episode 1.
Yeah. I think I laughed when I saw that comment because I think we kept coming back to how this episode did hardly anything.
Right.
And that there was so much of it that was just skip scene was the term we came up with later.
Later on, yeah. Yeah.
And so we're like, yeah, you could have made this whole statement in a 15-minute episode, right. But we took 2 hours saying that. So
yeah,
touche.
I think pretty much all of our episodes were were longer than the actual episodes.
Yeah, and in fact, these are longer episodes than a lot of our Talkies episodes are.
Right.
Which is weird.
Yeah, I think it's because we go scene by scene.
Yeah. We try to cover everything.
Yeah.
All right. More
Anyway,
feedback.
More feedback. We have interpretation of scenes. Cute Killer 313 said at a specific time during one of these episodes, I forgot which one it says. They said it does sound like this was after General Mao, I think was it Mao? No, Mao's a different guy. My bad. So the red sun comment?
Yes.
Yeah. So we talked about how that sounded a little racist.
Yeah.
In the context.
Yes.
So the person said it does sound like a wacky reason to reject Wen-Jay's idea of pointing the thing to the sun.
Yeah.
But he said that he believes he's scared of how superiors could interpret. He said literally with Mao hanging in the background.
Oh, I see.
And then they said like how at the start the Red Guards managed to turn the Big Bang Theory into an accusation of pro-religion,
Right.
which happened in real life.
Yeah, that's actually a decent point.
Yeah.
Because I think both of us kind of went to like, why is this guy worried about optics when they have a secret operation going on?
That was the thing, yeah,
Right?
that I was talking about, yeah.
They got a secret base, a secret mission.
Why should it matter?
Shouldn't matter.
Right.
But if you have like a crazy authoritarian dictator breathing down your neck who does have like really wild ideas like that,
Right.
that could make some sense.
Yeah, I can see that. We'll get into it a little bit later, but adaptation I think is a big thing here, and context-heavy stuff.
Yeah.
If you're watching this show with the prerequisite of reading the book, it's going to be different. So the other comment was from Jeff, who's going to show up I think a few times. Actually, Jeff only shows up this time. He commented a lot. I only wrote down one of his comments. I'm saying it's a he. They said many people who lives through Mao praised that scene as being very realistic. I think he meant lived through Mao.
Okay.
So I guess
he's saying like in reality.
Right, I guess so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which I feel like is a completely irrelevant statement because this is an alternate reality.
Right.
It's not actual. I mean, I know there's loosely based on historical events in China, but they created a literal alternate universe China.
They literally did. Yeah. Where this culture war that's happening.
Mao in this show could have a tail and horns if they wanted.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. We're playing by different rules here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
We just disagree with Jeff.
Well, see.
We just disagree with Jeff.
The idea,
and that's okay, Jeff.
The thing is,
it's all right.
The thing is, Jeff's wrong.
I loved having Jeff comment so much, actually.
Yeah, I was gonna say he commented on just about every one of our videos.
Jeff has passion for Three Body Problem.
Yeah. I do want to say, by the way,
respect.
Which we talked about in our episodes. We like the show, right?
Yeah, well, I'm here for season 2.
Yeah,
I just want them to produce it better.
Yeah,
and
most of our stuff had to do with filmmaking. Just bad stuff.
It's kind of what our show's about.
It's about
filmmaking.
It's about deep dish.
It's about deep dish pizza, which is a metaphor for filmmaking. This is why we changed the name of the show to Reverse Filmmaking. Anyway.
Okay, so adaptation choices. So this was in episode 3, Who's 3014. That's how I'm going to say it.
Okay.
Said that at the specific point in episode 3, they said the advantage of adapting a series of novels that have already been completed is that you can see the whole character and plot roadmap that the original author set up. So in addition to using the dinner scene for some quick character building, the showrunners are foreshadowing 2 major events that happen later in the books. You call it pretentious, but clearly they wanted the audience to remember the scene for a reason.
Well,
it's still pretentious, though.
No, yeah, I think it was very pretentious because of how it was done visually more than anything else.
Right.
Right. I think the same scene and content could have stayed, but this was not just like, oh, something's going to happen in the future and I'm going to remember that this conversation had and it connects and it's thematic and that's cool.
Yeah.
It isn't that. This is Dan and Dave hitting us over the head with a frying pan going, this is the most important thing you'll see today.
Right.
Right. That's the way they shot it. That's the way the music. but there was nothing else to connect it to merit that.
Right.
And so it stands out like a sore thumb.
Totally.
Is obnoxious and distracting.
It was distracting.
And confusing.
Yeah. And that's what pretension does. And when we're talking about pretension, like we've tried to clarify before on talkies about what pretentious means.
What the word actually means.
Yeah. It means to pretend that you're something else, basically.
Something that you're not.
Something that you're not, right. Yeah. And so a lot of people use it to describe artsy stuff a lot of times because they think that the person is interpreting themselves as something much deeper.
Yeah.
This is us saying that this scene did not belong in this like series.
Right.
And they're trying to be something that's not the series.
See.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Jeff actually.
Oh, this isn't Jeff though.
I know. I'm just saying Jeff actually attempted to use the word pretentious correctly.
Oh yeah, when he said that we were pretentious.
Yes, because he was asserting that we're not real filmmakers, therefore pretending to be filmmakers, ergo pretentious.
That's true. Yeah.
So I get that. Although we are real filmmakers, and I don't have to prove it to you, Jeff.
Oh man, look, he did the drink too. Damn.
But if you want me to prove it, no, I'm just kidding.
We both have IMDb pages.
Which is kind of the lowest hanging fruit. Like, by the way, don't use that as validation. That's like
I just use that as validation.
You can get an IMDb page tomorrow.
You can.
Not hard.
It's not hard at all.
But I'll send you a movie if you want. Give me a link and I'll send you a movie. Happy to. Free movie for Jeff.
We're talking about Jeff. He's not even here.
Jeff is important to me.
Jeff's important.
Jeff and I are connected. He doesn't know that yet.
Yeah. You know what's funny is that we referenced Jeff. Just made up a name in the first episode. I wonder if he got offended.
Were we trying to hide the identity of someone else?
We were talking about Taylor.
Oh.
And I said Jeff.
Oh, right.
Because I thought it was funny.
But that was before Jeff became a character in our little universe
He's now a character here.
Yeah.
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 You become a hater, you're now
yeah.
You're now a character.
He's not a hater though, because if he was a hater, like a real hater comes back for the spite of for spite and wants to start shit.
Right.
And I felt like Jeff genuinely believed what he was saying.
I did feel that too.
Yeah.
So
I'm defending Jeff.
Hey, I respect Jeff.
Yeah.
I'll say that much.
Why are we talking about this? Move on.
Another adaptation thing. So this comes again from Who's 314, who says Mike Evans' Little Red Riding Hood conversation was with the Sophon takes place in the prologue of book 2, and the only difference is that they use the speaker and mic in the show, while in the book the Sophon writes on Evans' retinas, which is pretty cool. The books tell the overall story out of chronological order. The TV adaptation mostly puts it back in order. That's why it spends time on character development for Saul and Will now, like the scene in Jack's house. Instead of introducing them out of thin air in seasons 2 and 3, the audience is going to care about them much more this way. It's an investment that will pay off. Fun fact, the actor of John Bradley is a real-life Manchester U superfan, and the show putting a Man City figurine in the character's keepsake box is quite a prank. Tatiana is a true zealot. It just keeps going on about different details. Anyway.
Okay. That comment actually kind of bugs me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because hard disagree on this.
He's not from Manchester U.
First of all, yeah. I don't care about that. I don't think it was wisely adapted that way by the
by Dan and Dave.
By Dan and
Alex.
Dave.
Yeah.
You know, saying it's wise to quote unquote develop the characters now because it'll matter later is saying that like that goes down with like the whole idea that my show sucks because just wait,
right.
You'll see season 2 and then it'll be good, right?
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, that's not good filmmaking. I don't care, right? It's like with Lord of the Rings, right? If the first Lord of the Rings film, A Fellowship of the Ring, didn't have its own standalone arc.
Yeah.
That happened within that movie and was just like part one,
Right.
right? You wouldn't go back for part two.
You wouldn't. Yeah.
Right? It was the fact that you, even though that was 1/3 of a journey,
Yeah.
You went on a journey.
Yeah.
And fell in love with it and wanted more.
Yeah.
You know? This didn't do that at all. And the commenter's right. I see Dan and Dave doing things with future seasons in mind.
Sure.
But if there's zero context or payoff or meaning to it within this season, am I supposed to know?
Well, that's what we're talking about with adaptation.
And like this, it mattered to you, the commenter, because you had read that book.
Right.
And if reading the book is a prerequisite for enjoying the show, it's a failure of a show.
Exactly. Yeah. If you went into any of Kubrick's movies, for example, and didn't understand because he just didn't complete the novel, then it wouldn't be a good movie.
Right.
And
yeah. And the thing with the Man U figurine, right? It's like, okay, cool Easter egg to the actor that they're into this soccer team.
Right.
Cool.
But what does it say visually?
Right. Because visually, it's like a slow push in on this figurine.
Yeah.
As though we should either already know what it is or it's setting up something big. Like the shot said, this is important.
Right. There's a fantastic thing by, what's his name? There's a video essay by Every Frame a Painting. The guy was an older YouTuber. But in there, they talk about close-ups and the use of close-ups and how David Fincher, of all directors, uses close-ups super sparingly. And it's interesting because when you think about that, you think about how other directors use close-ups kind of willy-nilly. They just kind of, close-up because I want to show this object, but that's it. But for David Fincher, for example, in Zodiac, one of the only close-ups that they ever had was him pulling out the gun, the killer pulling out the gun when he comes over to the couple that was on a picnic. And it's like 100% in your face. We're showing this gun for a reason. This guy's the killer.
Yeah.
Holy shit, right?
Right.
And that kind of what's the word? Focus on an object that doesn't mean anything to the story is very bad filmmaking.
Yeah.
So there you go. We have one comment under character observations. Are you ready for this?
I am.
Okay, this is by Miss Fundio.
Okay.
And she says, Raj is interesting.
Really?
Yeah. There you go.
I'd love to have more. Comment more, because what do you find interesting?
I would like an explanation more, yeah.
I find Raj just the biggest waste of space in this show. The whole show.
Yeah, I don't see... We talked about how Raj and Augie would be great together because they both mean nothing to the show overall.
They both could have died.
Yeah.
They both could have died in the show.
And it would have actually created some dramatic tension.
Yes, but it also wouldn't have changed the season.
Right.
Other than like getting to the point where we understand that this nanofiber exists and is available, and then Augie dies, wouldn't matter.
Right.
Same thing with Raj.
Oof.
Yeah. They could have died.
Okay, so...
Dude, freaking Clarence's son is more interesting than Raj.
Oh, man.
You know? He is. He's a way deeper character.
I agree. Yeah.
I know more about Clarence's son, who has 2 scenes, than I do about Raj, who's on the poster.
So Raj has no goals for himself. Like, the character of Raj has no goals. He has no changes. He doesn't learn anything.
Yeah.
That's what characters need.
Sure. Yeah.
And what we
if
have...
you don't have that, you're a background character.
Right, exactly.
That's the point,
exactly.
right? Even if you might have a few lines, you're a background character if you don't have a thing you need, a place you're going, either an ascent or descent.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
You're a background character.
Yeah, it's one of those things that we actually... What was it? We mentioned during our Coen run when we were talking about Coen Bros movies. Yeah. And we talked about how a lot of their background characters are too fully fledged, that they're too 3D.
Yeah.
They have like full on backstories and like you can see the goals and change in this character that you really don't need to.
Yeah.
But they have them.
They deeply develop every character.
Yeah.
And then they turn their locations into characters. Right. And they turn like props into characters.
Right. And I want to say that Raj doesn't need to be fully realized as a three-dimensional character.
No.
But the way they use
You
it,
have to shoot it as though he is a background character and not
Exactly.
tell us over and over again he's somehow important.
right?
You know?
Yeah, we have whole scenes dedicated to Raj.
Yeah.
And his interactions with the main characters.
And yeah, he's pointless.
Yeah.
Prove me wrong. Raj is pointless.
Moving on, we have concerns about pacing and structure. We have one comment from I think one person who's been commenting a lot, which is awesome. I don't know how the heck to pronounce this name, but it's Sukasa 1608. That's what I'm gonna say. Yeah.
Okay. That means your house.
Yes, not Sukasa. No, it's it's
Me casa as su casa, like that?
TSUKA.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Wrong. Okay.
More Japanese.
Wrong
sounding.
language.
They said in episode 7, the problem that I have with the show is that they rushed through the first book so they could get to the juicier second and third book earlier, which resulted in the climax, which happened, which was supposed to be the third act of the first book, and it came too early at episode 5. And everything significantly slowed down after that, which what came after episode 5 was actually act 1 of the second and third book. And you don't put an act 1 in the last few.
And that's exactly, yeah, we 100% agreed with that,
Yeah.
especially in the last episode.
Yeah, the last episode we definitely did. Yeah. That act, that was kind of nuts that they ended that one. That's actually, I made that the thumbnail of, of the last one.
Right.
Was end with act 1.
Start with act 1.
Right.
Yeah, no, it felt like a switch was thrown. It's like, and now the show begins,
Right.
you know?
Right.
And even the way the season finale ended with the whole cicada scene,
Jeez.
you know, the cicada moment with Clarence.
Which does actually happen at the end of book 1.
Sure.
That scene only.
I'm just saying that would be a decent wrap up to an episode 1.
Oh, sure.
It's a pretty shitty wrap up for a whole season.
For a whole season, yeah. When I think season finale, that's not what I think of.
Yeah. But, you know, I keep hearing this same statement being made as a defense of Three Body Problem. So
for what?
Well, like I agree with the commenter here that the show's pacing is really messed up and weird and doesn't even feel like a show.
Yeah.
And it's really coming clear that it is because of that. It's because apparently Dan and Dave are like in love with season 2 or episode or the book 2 and book 3. That's what they want to keep getting to. That's what they keep talking about.
Right.
And so this show kind of is a victim of that circumstance.
It is, yeah.
But there's been a lot of commenters who have said, oh, no, it's not bad. It's just they're doing this for that reason.
Right.
Right? It's like, no, we need it to be set up because season 2 is going to be so good. And I'm like,
it's bad on purpose.
Season 2 almost didn't happen because they made these choices.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, Netflix came out and said that they're going to get more episodes after. How long was it? 3 weeks after?
It was a long time.
Yeah.
It was shocking how long they took to announce it. And in their first announcement, they were vague.
They were vague.
Yeah,
they were vague on
They're like,
details.
we have renewed for
They said more episodes.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. The other thing was I wanted to talk about critics right quick. The reception of this. Mm-hmm. It's fair, right? It's just above good. Right. I'm seeing actually on IMDb. I thought it was hilarious. I was looking at some of the cast members, and I saw there was a rating thing. I didn't know you could do this, but there's every episode has a rating that's all right next to each other in one big graph, a bar graph.
Oh.
And it had 7.1 to 7.4 was every episode except for episode 5, which was 8.3 or so.
Okay. Because it had action in it.
Because it had something that was a big set piece.
So everything's a solid C+.
Right. So that's what was weird. Yeah, I'm just like, okay, 7
C+ show with one B level episode.
Right.
No ways.
Yeah.
And yet people are still telling me this is a brilliant show.
Right.
Not that I put that much stock into ratings.
The other thing is that ratings themselves.
Yeah.
We've talked about ratings endlessly, and it's just.
Ad nauseum.
Yeah, they don't really mean a whole lot. What they do mean is that it's popular in some direction. And in this show, it's not widely popular. It's just popular enough.
Right.
And that's why they renewed for more episodes. Episodes.
Yeah. Apparently, it's been finalized now. It's going to be 2 more seasons.
Right. Yeah, that's what we've learned now. That's good. I'm glad.
Oh, I'm glad it has an end.
Right.
I
want to see it. I want to see a.
I really don't like when shows have either it's really unknown if they will make it through their run,
Yeah.
or open-ended.
Oh yeah.
As in, we're popular, so we'll just keep coming up with reasons to exist.
Yeah,
Turn into
so-
freaking Walking Dead.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why I'm really happy about that, about limited series.
Yeah.
That's nice. Did you know, dude, Shogun has a season 2 coming up. And that's weird because Shogun is based on a book and it's ended.
A 1 book, and they've completed it.
From what I've understood, the ending is the ending. Yeah, it's weird. So I don't know.
Okay.
See what happens on that. We have one last comment from the same guy. They said about episode 8. Totally agree with the last part. The real good show or film. I guess real good shows or films stand the test of time and rewatchability. Some are even better the second and third watch. A lot of time, a fresh impression of a new show or movie could trick one into thinking whatever they just saw was really good, but most of the time we just miss the details or the flaws that we saw on the first watch.
Yeah. True.
Or I guess he meant second watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a phenomenon we've seen over and over again.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of pieces out there, be they film or series, that it's kind of like when you go on a new ride at a theme park. Right. If it's just sort of mediocre, then the novelty of it will be fun the first time, pretty much no matter what.
Yeah.
But you will go on it the next time, and you know where to anticipate all of the jump scares and drops and stuff. And you're like, well, that wasn't actually that fun. And then you just don't even go on it again.
Yeah. If the anticipation of like scenes and stuff like that make you dread versus make you excited, then it's failed, right? When I think about watching a good show like Breaking Bad, like I've memorized like the whole show, like I've watched it many times, and when I still watch it, I understand, I know exactly what's going to come next, but I'm excited and I want to see it. Yeah, because it's interesting.
And that's how I am with Lord of the Rings.
Yeah,
I can't even tell you how many times I've seen the Lord of the Rings trilogy. And I always feel like I learn more when I watch it.
Right. Yeah, it's kind of that kind of stuff that makes you want to pull for more, I think. Yeah. And Three Body Problem wants me. Actually, I want more from this, but not in the same reason.
Yeah.
I feel like there's missing stuff here.
Yeah.
So yeah.
All right. So
we've killed the show.
This was the post-coitus episode. Postpartum, post-modem.
Everything.
Post-modem.
Post-modem.
Yeah, we've moved to all wireless.
Postmodern. This is a
postmodern. Post-mortem.
Facebook post.
I don't think we can keep calling it that. It's just a mouthful.
Post-mortem.
Yeah. Feedback episode.
Anyway, yeah. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for joining us. This is the officially now end of our coverage of Three Body Problem.
Yeah.
Until it comes back, whenever that'll be.
Yeah.
And we'll be back with new episodes of Reverse Filmmaking covering House of the Dragon on HBO and Max.
House of Dragon Season 2.
House of Dragon Season 2.
Yeah.
Very, very soon.
Yeah. Cool. Fade to black.